put as much attention to the background detail as we could do.
The way I'm getting to the bag, look like I got white privilege, it's coming too easy. I'm in a Subaru Benz, but when it comes to the clan, only one of us bleeding. I'm in the woods while black, look like I make sacrifices, might cut off your hand. Niggas keep track of every down deuce, so a nigga, he live his life like a fan. We the ones that master my shit, this ain't all of a sudden was on. Me and my brothers was raised by some queens, but we learned from the killers, you won't understand. Never hated, I kept my head down.
What's up, man?
What's up with you?
Not much, bro. Come on, have a seat.
Taking it off the bed.
Taking it off the bed.
Not all of it, but
Taking it down. Today we got a special guest. I know everybody know him. The jokesman himself, the first Cat Williams in the Facebook world, but more importantly, we want to talk about what he does for a living, the professionalism that he does, and that's the training business. So I'm going to let Larry basically introduce himself, give a little background about what it is that he do, and a little history.
yeah, so I'm Larry Poteat. I'm a certified personal trainer through ISFA Academy. I specialize in body sculpting, extreme weight loss, strength and conditioning, and athletic performance. I've been training professionally now for about 10 years, and it's been a hobby of mine for basically my whole life. Started really taking it serious about 19 years old when I was enlisted in the United States Navy. I had really started getting heavy on the bodybuilding aspect of it, and I got up to about 185 pounds. And in the military, they have a height weight requirement, and I am not the tallest person in the world, so 185 pounds is considered obese. So I got put into the fat camp, is what we would call it, and me being in the shape that I was in, it put me into the front of the category where I had to be the leader. So I started assisting over 200 different sailors in extreme weight loss workouts. So that's where it all started at with me.
Okay, pretty dope. So first thing I want to ask you, Larry, man, is basically you being in the trainer business, you being in the trainer world, I know you see everybody. What really inspired you into being and taking that lane and diving down into the training world? I know you know so knowledgeable in getting people in shape, meal plans, stuff like that. Some people can only train, some people can only tell people what's decent to eat, but you do a little bit of everything. So what made you go down there and what inspired you to do that?
Really, I always been into sports, but like I told you, I was never the biggest kid. And when you're not the biggest kid out there, they usually count you out. So without anybody trying to help me, I started doing a lot of research on my own, getting on the internet, reading magazines, trying to figure out what I could do to help myself.
Right.
And the first few years in the military, like when I joined, I was 125 pounds. After that first year, I was 145. After the second year, I got up to 170. But it wasn't like I wanted it to be. It was a lot of mass, so I had to like figure my body out. And that last year is when I kind of maximized everything with the technique of lifting, learning eccentric and concentric movements, and I started building me a plan like that.
Right.
And then as along the way of me building the plan, I started working with different people that was in my division. And that's when I realized that my athletic abilities kind of took off. So I got back home, started hooping a lot with people I grew up with, and they looking at me like, dang, Larry, when you get that nice? I'm like, bro, I just put the work in the gym.
Right.
So, you know, along those lines, I had my first son, and he was always into basketball. And I remember he was 5. That was the first time he asked me, hey, will you take me outside, teach me how to play? Right, it was summertime. It was so hot. And I really wanted to wait until it cooled down, but he just couldn't. So I got out there with him, and I seen that he had a passion for it, and it made me want to learn even more. So he a big part of why I keep going at it.
And so Larry, I want to ask, I know you got multiple years in training, and I know right now you do currently train people individually. Where do you see your training business within the next 10 years? I mean, do you want to plan on owning a gym? Do you still just want to train individually? Where do you see your business in 10 years?
But right now, I'm kind of traveling, training. I'm taking classes because, trying to run a business, trying to be a dad and a student all at the same time, it's kind of difficult, but, I'm making it work. So I'm taking classes each semester to get my exercise science degree. And in the next 10 years or so, I see myself on somebody's college sideline being the head of their strength and conditioning program.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the route to try to get to something like that, Larry? Would you just apply for that, or would you start somewhere, meaning like, high school, Division 1, Division 2, Division 3? Is that something you just generally apply for and they discover you? How do you normally get into those roles where we see on those programs?
Well, a lot of those guys you see in those programs, they usually are student coaches. So it's at the school that they're in that they get a start at it, where they might be an assistant, a grad assistant, and things like that. So I'm just trying to figure out the perfect school for me where I can kind of just transition in that role using the experience that I've already gained training individually.
Right. Okay.
Head number 1 up on the chart, yeah, it's sugar one. All we do is just go number 1. And I just brought in some ends, little bitches that play to the month. Ryan, I'm in the gang, little bitch, I'm a the city, I'm afraid of the sun. I went and paid in the band, I switch shit up.
Larry, my next question would be, what could you tell your younger self, or maybe even somebody that's interested in doing the training business or in this profession? What would you tell them to kind of motivate them, to get them further along, get a better start, so they don't have to go through some of the missteps that you may have occurred while doing this yourself?
I would probably say to stay confident in your abilities, tune out the negative comments that you may hear, and be a sponge to new information. No matter who it is or where they at in life or what they're doing, they may have a little nugget of knowledge for you. So, take what you need and leave the rest out.
Right. That's good to hear, man. I know a lot of people just don't understand that sometimes it's your own self that'll kill your own dream compared to other people. But also, too, sharing dreams with people that don't have ambition of themselves kill your dream, too. You can't do it. Who gonna do that? Ain't nobody never done that. So you're absolutely right, man. That's good to hear. I hope somebody hear that. They understand that. Larry, prime example of, getting it from the mud, doing it on his own, learning from other people, and not feeling so bashful to think he knows it all. I know it's a lot of stuff that people done shared with him he wouldn't have generally learned on his own, so that done helped him along the way. So anybody that's out there listening, make sure y'all take heed to what Larry said. There's a lot of good things out there, but he touched on some good points today. Thank you, brother.
Appreciate you, man.
No problem, bro.